Tracy, and this is this week's podcast for week 4. So just a couple of housekeeping things to start off with, and that's the pamphlet's due on Friday, and you can upload it through Safe Assignment, which is in the Assessment 1 folder, and you need to make it into a PDF first. If you have any issues with uploading the pamphlet, please just email it direct to me so that I know that you've finished it. The other thing I'd say is that all the group allocations are now done for both CANS and for the external students, and you should be able to find that your group space in the left hand column, the grey column, under groups, and it should come up with what groups you are enrolled in. And so it should say something like Sociological 5 number 2 or something like that, and if you click on that, then that will take you to the group space of where you can email each other, store documents, what else can you do in there? Create a wiki if you want to create a wiki. And I would suggest that you need to contact the other members in your group this week to at least introduce yourself and to start making a plan about how you're going to complete the assessment. Even if you're not due to finish it until week 10 or 11, please make contact with your group now, as some students like to get organised really early and other students like to do things late, but at least you can work with each other if you know what each other's best working style is. A bit of a wrap up around last week, around the reflective questions, or the task around engaging with the Challenger family, and what dominant discourses impact the members of the Challenger family. And the CANS class used the dominant discourses that Healy referred to, even though we know that there are more than that. But they looked at the biomedical, psychological, sociology, legal, economic rationalism or neoliberalist discourse, consumer rights, religion and spirituality. And they created 2 questions for each member of the Challenger family, and how they would remind themselves that they might be being influenced by dominant discourse or the dominant interpretation of that situation. And the idea is to take those reflective prompts with us through the many weeks of engaging with theory. There is some students also engaged with it externally, and there's some responses to that in the blog, which I really appreciated, because I know it's a really busy time. And I look forward to you reminding yourselves around how those dominant discourses influence our understanding of an issue as we move through. This week the topic is around the meaning and practice of anti-oppressive perspectives, and there seems to be in all the resources a continuing theme around the importance of language around anti-oppressive, counter-oppressive and anti-discriminatory. And I would encourage you to find out what you mean by each of those 3 terms and which one fits with you and your practice and how you would use that. I think a good starting point is, as social workers, is to identify the power dynamics in relationships, including our own with the people that we're working with. And so I'm going to suggest to you for a reflective task this week is to go back and revisit the Challenger family and start to think about what power dynamics are relevant for you when you are working with the Challenger family. So it might be about addressing the power dynamics within the Challenger family, but it also might be the power dynamics of you in a working relationship with the family or with different members of the family. So to start to think about how gender, class, age, race might impact those relationships, and who has traditionally held power in those relationships. So you might want to think about how power impacts your practice with this family, and then thinking about whether you want to have anti-discriminatory strategies, anti-oppressive strategies, or counter-oppressive strategies around those power dynamics. Lots to think about. Look forward to your contributions, and I'm really looking forward to looking at your pamphlets, and please make contact with the different members in your group. Thanks, and talk to you next week.